Fan activism is exactly what it sounds like. Activism that uses the superpowers of fandom and fan communities to make the world a better place.
In practice, fan activism can look like a lot of different things. You can protest and cosplay, engage in fandom related.
Because whenever I cosplay, I am always thinking about protesting against the man.
Charity work, join fan-based organizations, promote inclusivity in fan spaces, and so much more. Fan activism can happen anywhere, even online. In fact, that's how Tanya and I met.
So back in 2016, when I was first starting to look at fandoms as social movements, somehow Misha Collins, maybe you've heard of him, got a hold of my conference abstract and posted about it on social media. And that was like having that reoccurring dream or that nightmare, maybe, where you're suddenly doing public speaking and you look down and you're not wearing any pants.
Speaking of nightmares while public speaking, for the person.
Yeah, you're not really public speaking. You're on Skype. Let the purity spiral continue. By their actions, you will know them. Thank you very much. Nothing outside of the state, I guess. Good question.
Person who is running the slides, we are on slide 3. So I saw that post by Misha Collins and immediately reached out to Tanya about partnering. I didn't think that this was where it was going to lead. I don't think that either of us did, but that's the power of fandom connection.
Being huge fans, we are both huge fans of Supernatural, obviously, and social movements. Kayla and I bonded over a shared love of Gish, greatest international scavenger hunt, started by Misha as a way to harness the power of fandom and other acts of kindness.
Gish was the kind of chaotic good that we were really looking to study. These are some silly items that we did at home, but we also raised money for refugees, registered people to vote, fought for LGBTQ plus rights, and so much more.
I want to make a point here. One of the things that's been bothering me, even when I had my turn around January 6th and became very upset with Trump, I never believed, all of my liberal friends have repeated it ad nauseum. He hates the LGBTQ community. And one of the big reason I'm going to cite here, I watched him on The Celebrity Apprentice because I hated him, loved him, hated him again. And I don't know that I love him, but he took a friggin' bullet. So, I got to give him some due. I got to be honest. But he gave to many charities during The Apprentice that were LGBTQ. I'm a D&D player. I think I kind of tend to agree with you here, but I know they were trying to do something clever. I know they're trying to connect with the community. Evidently, they probably do. If you want to hate Trump and you want to believe that Harris is this wonderful person and that she's fought for your rights and she's done all these wonderful things for the country, if you want to believe that, then you also you want to believe as many negative things about Trump as you can. But I think when we get into demonizing, we're just being intellectually dishonest. And that doesn't help. That doesn't help us at all.
Gish was everything we knew fan activism could be. It was bold and adventurous and limitless. And it was a way to bring people together from all around the world for a shared cause. Next slide.
So we wrote a book.
One of our colleagues referred to this as our book baby. Tanya's had actual babies, so I'll let them describe if it's at all similar.
I mean, I will say that like childbirth, this book required blood, sweat, and tears, but unlike childbirth, there were far fewer stitches in unmentionable places. This book is meant to help guide you in furthering your fan activism, whether you've been doing this for years or you're just starting out.
This book is available at all major retailers, but we want to share some of it with you today as we gear up for this critical.
To be fair, I would do the same thing if I had a book written, but it is what it is. People on the right do it too.
Election.
So first and foremost, fan activism should be fun. It's what sets it apart. That's why our book starts with helping you identify what you love and how it can be used as a force for good. That's really important going into this election season because we aren't just fighting for candidates
Having fun with anti-fascism. And there's nothing wrong with being anti-fascist. Nothing wrong with that.
who we think will best represent our interests, but we are fighting against literal fascism and just
Literal fascism. So I don't know who all is in the chat that's pro-Trump. I'm pretty sure you are, John. I'm pretty sure you are, Enigma. But yes, you just called your political opponents fascists. And then you wonder why they react so negatively. You basically have done something to produce that reaction. And then any upset, like if I show any upset, even just bringing it up is probably enough. Well, see, Curtis is a fascist because he said negative things about us. When you're demonizing your opponent, I don't hear any facts. I thought we were geeks and nerds. I thought we were about statistics, facts, science. What are the statistics that they're backing that up with? None. It's just assumed. Enigma Severus, my late great dad, would say they would rather watch the United States be destroyed than have a rude businessman succeed. No, he's not perfect. He is making a legit effort at solving our problems. Yeah, and again, guys, there's legitimate ways you can criticize him, but calling him a fascist is not legitimate. But all the so-called evidence that I get sent, it usually takes me about 3 minutes to debunk it. Sashi, the man from the future, just got in, immediately heard you say, I am a fascist. Sashi is now uncomfortable. There's probably, if I were a big name, that they'd just be taking that clip and just sharing that without context. Curtis Selby admits to being a fascist. Nothing about policies. There's nothing about what are actual plans. There's a lot of air and fluff about how we're inclusive, which nothing against that. I'm fine with you stating your principles, but at some point, I would like to know, I would really love somebody to tell me, because literally nobody has done this. Please tell me what Kamala's policies are and what is it about them that you think are so wonderful, and not just platitudes. I want facts. I want numbers. I want science. We're supposed to love the science, right? We're geeks. We're nerds, right?